Hey.
All right. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. So y'all come on in. Come on in. This is our Tuesday night conversations with Jared and Marquita. I do it every time though.
Every time.
Conversation with Jared and Marquita. And we're gonna let a few people get in.
Hey, Jessica.
What's up, Jessica? Y'all go ahead and share it.
Yes. When you chime in, go ahead and share it. As soon as you click the share button. Click, click, click.
All right.
Hey, Donisha.
Donisha, hey. All right, so as people are joining in, we're going to talk about a couple of things that we got going. One is we are on day 12 of our 60-day workout journey. And baby, tell them what we're doing.
We get up at 5:45 a.m. and we try to get out of the house right at 6 or just a little bit past 6. And we walk/run 5 miles.
Now that's Monday through Friday. Yeah.
And we've been doing good. So we've been beating our time each time. So it's been under, I think our longest time was like, what, an hour and 15 minutes? It was longer than that?
I think our longest was like an hour and 27, something like that. That's when
we've been well under that.
That's when we were walking. I think an hour and 28. That was in Fort Lauderdale when we walked like 3 miles.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, that was, Lord, that was hard.
But our best time was yesterday.
Yes, it was like an hour and 10 minutes.
Hour and 10 minutes, 5 miles. And we walk, run. And really, be quite honest with you, when we're running, we're not sprinting. We got a nice little trot going on. But it's enough to get us exercised and worked out. And so we are inviting you guys to join us on this 60-day workout journey. Now it's going to take us through Thanksgiving, through Christmas, through New Year's Eve, and somewhere in January, I guess we'll be done.
That's what because it's starting to get cold. I'm like, look.
Rashanika, I said it right?
Hi.
I said it right?
I think so.
Rashanika, I like that name. What's up, Rashanika?
You gonna keep saying it. I like it. Hey,
Tamika, what's good?
So yeah, that's what I'm not liking. It's gonna be cold.
And it is cold. Like,
yeah, my legs. I'm like, look, boy.
Yeah, the last 2 days we've been getting up at it's 48 degrees outside.
She said you said her name right.
Oh, no,
good.
No. It's 48 degrees
48.
outside, and we've had to put on
one day was 46.
skull caps and gloves and get out
there. Out here trotting and walking.
But you're doing a good job.
In Jesus' name.
You're doing a good job. So, hey, Raphael.
Hi.
That is my classmate. He is just phenomenal at everything he does, and he is extremely hilarious. He is hilarious. So it's good to see you, glad you're on, Raphael. Good. Yes. Terry, Minister Terry, thank you. Thank you.
We love you so much.
Thank you so much, Minister Terry. Alicia, what's good? What's good?
It is.
Jessica, that is not too early. Yes. Not too early. And the reason why we do that is because our days get extremely busy.
That's true. So we have to get up early like that in order to get it in. Yeah. Because as soon as we get back, take the kids to school, and everything else start. Yeah.
And to be quite honest with you, what's up, man? And quite honest with you, I get up at 5:45 to stop the alarm, and I actually get out of the bed about 5:50. And then this one doesn't get out of the bed about 6. And we actually get out of the house by 6:15.
It's going to take me a good 15 minutes to get my mind right. I'm like, what are we doing?
But once we get out there, we hit it.
Yes.
And we feel extremely good. So I'll say this as well, because it's important. So as soon as we get back, this is what we've been doing. I make us a smoothie, which is fruit, fresh fruit.
And peanut butter.
Pineapple and cucumber. Now, if you do, Jordan, what's up? If you do pineapple and cucumber together, it's going to run through you.
clean, yeah.
So it's going to cost you to be clean out. So we do pineapple, cucumber, strawberry, banana, and blueberry. And also peanut butter. Peanut butter for the protein. But we put all that in the blueberry for the antioxidant. Strawberry just because it tastes good. Banana for the potassium. The cucumber and the pineapple together because it will help you move. All right. So we do that as soon as we get done. And we have a egg and avocado.
Yes.
We've been doing pretty good.
Scramble the egg and cut up the avocado. Yep.
Yeah. So join us. You'll see. Now, I want you all to make sure that you're sharing as well or following us as well, How to Make Love Work on Instagram. Because you'll see our reels that we do with us running and jogging and stretching in the morning. So, hey, man, listen. I don't want to be, I'm about to be 40 in about 6 months. And I don't want to be 40 and out of shape and old and looking bad and big and out of breath. You know what I mean? Crust in my eyes. No.
Not for him. He can't take it.
What do you mean? I can
Ain't
do it.
that wrong, big people?
Hey. That's not what I said. Don't put me out there. That's not what I said. So let's pause. Marquita's birthday is this Sunday.
Whoop,
like in
Scorpio
Wednesday, Thursday,
season.
Friday, Saturday. So like
I
in
ended
5
well.
days. Marquita's birthday is in 5 days. The girl is going to be 42.
He lying.
So her birthday is in
38.
5 days. Y'all say happy birthday to Marquita.
Thank y'all. I'll be 38. I'm not ashamed. I look good.
Wow, the modesty.
Jason, hey.
What up, Jason?
Modesty. This ain't nothing to be modest about. I look good on my mama, on my hood. Hey.
I always do that, Uncle Arthur Rock.
Hey.
What up, Curtis? All right. So definitely that. So if y'all want to join us, then definitely join us. Also, make sure you go on YouTube and follow us. But How to Make Love Work on YouTube. We got some very good episodes. Another one is coming out during the Thanksgiving holiday. So make sure that you tune in for that. We got Erinetta and Walt. They are not married. They are dating. They've been dating now for 3 years, I think. And so this is an interesting story, a backstory with those two who are not dating yet. One has been divorced. They've got about 5 children in between one another, and they've been knowing one another for a long time. So you've got to watch this one. Got to watch this one, but it's only going to be on YouTube. So make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. How to Make Love Work is all about relationships, all about love. Whether you're married, whether you're dating, whether you're gay, straight, all that, we don't have any
Love is love.
yeah, love is love. So this is all about talking about those things.
Justin, you have to contact Curtis about that.
What we doing? Okay, yeah, we with it, Jessica. We coming with the camera. Hold on,
That's
Rashanika.
Yes. And she said we said her name right.
What she said? She said, I would like to send y'all something for free if it's okay. I love y'all vibe. Bet. I tell you what, Rashanika,
Send us a DM.
Inbox.
Yeah, inbox. Yeah.
and we'll send you the address.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you. That is
So
sweet.
Curtis, listen now. You need to go ahead on and pray. Maybe go in Jessica's stash.
Curtis ain't never. Hey, don't
So-
put my dog out like that.
So I'm sorry. I said stash. I was just doing my arm.
yeah,
a
put your
certain
hand
way.
down.
So you can get loose, cause we coming with the camera. What's up, Crystal? What's up, Crystal? All right.
Hey, Crystal.
All right, so let's get in with what we got going on tonight. Can you share this on your? You can't share this on yours, can you? Yet?
Oh, we on mine.
This is on How to Make Love Work.
I gotta wait until all this over.
Okay, all right. So here's our topic for tonight. The topic for tonight is talking about: Are you growing apart? Are you growing apart? What's up, Danny?
Danny B's.
Are you growing apart? Listen, before we do that, are there any questions about any relationships? What up, Glenn? Any questions about anything love related, relationship related, couple related, good vibes or bad vibes in a relationship? You ready to call it quits?
Any type of scenarios that has happened or
That
about
y'all
to
want us to
happen?
talk on before we go into our topic tonight about trying to figure out, trying to understand, or understand the signs of if you guys are growing apart. Mm-hmm. All right, now you pronounce that one.
Kanara. I think it's Kanara. Hi, Kanara.
Kanara. Make sure,
Glenn.
are we pronouncing that right? Glenn is in. I can finally start. I got my help. I got my back in.
Oh, God.
We good. Yeah. Are we growing apart?
Ooh, sips tea.
All right, so.
Well, dive in.
Okay, we're going to dive in. I'm going to make sure we got any other questions prior to that. Okay. So I'm going to ask y'all this before we dive in. Has anybody ever been in a relationship, or maybe you're in a relationship now, where you felt like you've grown apart? And maybe that was the reason for the breakup, or maybe in the divorce, that in your mind, you guys grew apart. Shamika! Oh! Baby, you got a shot with me. Oh! Shamika is on.
Hi, BM.
What up? What up? What up? All right, so that's the question. Has anybody ever felt like, or been in a relationship where you felt as if you and your partner grew apart? And if so, how? Why? You know, how did you guys grow apart? Because we're going to dive into
signals?
that.
What were the signs? What were you feeling when that started to happen? I know I could talk about a past relationship of mine when I felt like we were growing apart. I got bored.
Story time.
Yeah. You love that mess.
I don't see nobody type of story time. We want to hear it. What's up?
I got bored, and I felt like his attention was elsewhere. So it's like I'm not going to chase after you. I'm going to ask you maybe once or twice, maybe twice.
Ask what?
Anything. If I want you to come see me, if I want to hang out, anything. And if I feel like you're making excuses, then, I felt like there were excuses being made, and I felt like his attention was elsewhere. And then when you did call, it's like, I won't have nothing to talk about on the phone, and it's just like, it just got dry. So I ended it.
So you started by saying you got bored. Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
I got bored.
You got bored or you got lonely?
I would say both.
Mm-hmm.
I would say both. Hi, Miss Martin. Yes, I would say both.
Oh,
I got
Martin,
bored
hey.
because,
no substance.
It was, yes, girl, and it was just. You
got bored, you said?
Yeah, it was just dry. The relationship started getting dry. It wasn't intriguing anymore. We weren't doing anything exciting. It was just dry.
How much of that was on you?
Some of it was on me. I wouldn't put it all on him.
So you got bored because the relationship was not exciting. And
it wasn't.
He no longer was intriguing, or the relationship wasn't intriguing.
The relationship wasn't intriguing because it's just like, I don't know. I just felt like we talked about everything there is to talk about. We're not actually spending time together to kind of develop new things or do new things. It's just, what are we doing?
And you were seeking that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. It wasn't the same. It was just dry. And so it was time to piece them out.
Okay. I got a whole lot of issues with that, but all right.
It is what it is.
Femi.
Hi.
I hope I'm pronouncing that right. What's up? What's up? Blah. So Shamik said it was blah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So, okay. What else?
Okay. That's it. That's
What?
the rule. Let's go talk about yours.
My story?
Yeah, you got no stories?
So I look at growing apart quite different.
Okay.
I don't think that people grow apart the way that most people think, right?
Mm-hmm. Talk to me. What?
I will. Watch out!
Ain't nobody
Don't try to trap me. Don't put your hand around me. Don't try to trap me.
I'm trying to get
Don't try to trap me.
I can't deal with him. You gotta relax.
Hey, man.
Boy, stop! Shoot, y'all make me guys.
So,
Lack
lack
of
of consistency for me. The beginning was great, then comfort set in, and things changed. What changed, right? What changed? The beginning was great.
The spunk. You know, some people, they get used to you spoiling them, whining and dining them. They get used to you chasing after them. Not in a negative way, but being, you know, pursuing me. Yeah. And when now that start to wane, it's like, wait a minute, what's happening? What's changed?
So I guess, okay, I'll say this. I am okay with that when it's not a marriage, I think. I'm developing my thought as we talk about this, so I'm developing my thought.
Okay.
But my thing is, I don't know that people really grow apart. I think people may grow restless because one party is searching for something ideal and not real. Oh, no. Ideal instead of accepting what is reality.
Right, what is now? Right, exactly.
And I think in your case, which I don't really know anything about that. Hey, Shima. I think in your case,
Hey, Marcella.
Marcella's on. Oh, shout it win, baby.
I'm not trying to leave it. Stop.
So I think that okay, let me back up. I think you really have to understand what's happening in the relationship that you're in. You got to understand the root of that relationship. If the root of the relationship was, we just kind of hanging out, we're kind of playing, or it's not necessarily serious, but we're just enjoying one another, then that's gonna fizz out. And it's not that you grew apart; it's simply that it was never rooted. There was never really a strong root.
Maybe it was just the infatuation, the butterflies,
right?
All
right.
The
so I think, and I don't know. You can tell me if I'm wrong. Now, I think in your case, with the scenario that you brought up, it was a swell, not a growth. It's really exciting at first, and it's something new, it's something fresh, smells good, and it just fizzes out because.
But it lasted over a year, so that's a long time to fizz.
What up, Candace?
Hey, Candace.
So you said
that's a long time to just fizz out. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like I say. I think he got distracted.
Okay, got it.
And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not about to try to flap my wings so you can pay me some attention. Me? No.
I mean, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, that's a part of the relationship.
Not everybody's.
That's part of marriage, I guess. But okay, so let me jump in with what I think why some relationships.
Or marriage.
What?
I'm gonna flap my wings so you can pay me some attention.
Hell yeah.
Why I gotta flap my wings so you can pay me some attention? You gotta.
No, because I mean, I flap my wings for you to pay me attention too.
What? How? In what way? I know I'm married to you.
And keeping myself up and showering you with love, showering you with
that's
gifts.
Standard. That ain't flapping no
Standard.
wings. That is not me trying. Hey, I'm over here. I'm your wife. I need some attention. That's not what that is.
Say what now?
I'm not gonna flap my wings. That's not the same.
Flap. You can flap.
I'm trying. No, that's not the same. What?
Jessica. Well, when I say flap, when I say flap your wings, I'm saying trying to keep my attention intentionally. Me trying to keep your attention intentionally, trying to keep it hot, trying to keep it fresh, trying to keep it sparkling.
Okay.
That's
not flapping. That's standard.
Then what's flapping?
Flapping, I mean, I have to remind you that you're married to me.
Well, that's not flapping.
That is flapping. Hey, you don't see me over here? I want to go out. I want to do this. I want to whatever.
Okay.
That's trying to get
But
your attention. Trying to pull on you. You live with me, Negro. Boy, don't make me.
But I'm
go
saying
there.
though, I don't see that as flapping if you're keeping things fresh, unless we're just on two different definitions.
I mean, we could both, not even two definitions. What we both working. You doing your thing, I'm doing my thing. But we still know that we're married and we got to bring it back home to center. We still know we have an obligation to fulfill as far as our marriage, as far as our relationship, our family life, whatever. So we're going to do whatever we need to do to make sure we keep us together. That's just a given. Sometimes it may, hey, Kashif, sometimes it may fall off. You know, we may slack off because we're working too much or whatever. But I'm not finna sit over here and try to.
Okay, well then I just need to understand what flapping wings. Let me see what Kashif said. What's up, Kashif? Every individual changes a little. That's why we should take a talk frequently. Mm-hmm. Allow the Spirit of God to minister through you to your spouse. All right, bet. So here's why I believe that people again, quote unquote, start growing apart or think they're growing apart. It's often not often, but sometimes it's one of the persons starts to veer off seeking affection, attention outside of the relationship. And there may not be nothing wrong with the relationship. You just have this temptation or you have this proclivity to seek outside the relationship. It's not just seek outside. You just have the proclivity to seek other attention, not just from one person. And if it comes to you, you have a hard time to resist it. And so thus, it is also my opinion that people don't really have the wherewithal to juggle fully 2-3 relationships. I just don't think that we are, this from research, that we are scientifically and chemically made to juggle 2 and 3 or multiple relationships. So when you start veering off, looking for greener on the other side, then you begin to neglect where you are.
That's clear.
Yeah. Then you begin to neglect where you are.
Yeah, I was gonna say some people may feel like they can do that. Some people may feel like you can do that.
What up, princess?
But there are other people that's like, well, I'm gonna say that some people may feel like they can juggle. So but you can't juggle it. It's not a perfect balance. You can't do that. Somebody and something's gonna get neglected.
Yeah. So no, you can't juggle it. You may think you're juggling it, but you're not, because you're neglecting one or the other. Mm-hmm. And so it's not that you grew apart; is that you walked off.
Right. You separated.
Yeah. You began separating yourself step by step by entertaining. It may not even be. You may call it not even serious stuff, but entertaining the small flirtations and entertaining these quote unquote innocent text messages. But none of that is innocent. Flirting and text messages just in conversation, or the wife hubby, or not wife hubby, but the work hubby, or whatever like that. Mm-hmm. When you start entertaining those things, they begin to feed something in you, and you begin to veer. And now you're quote unquote growing apart, but you're not growing apart. You simply began and you started walking off.
Glenn said it's just a little itch you be trying to get scratched.
Right. And when you start scratching it, you want it scratched again, and you want it scratched again. And you may be saying,
like when your back itching, you start itching right here, and then it start itching elsewhere and all over your back.
Right, you're like, scratch right there. Oh, scratch right there. Yeah. Oh yeah, that feels good right there. Scratch right there. And people say, well, you know what?
Just a little face that need to get punched. Right. Tamika, thank you.
Just a little scratch need to be inched. Just a little face need to be punched.
Yeah, that's it.
So, people say, you want to flap your wings now?
I'm trying.
So people say, I didn't intend to, I know I don't have no intentions to blah, blah. That's just bogus. I mean,
what you mean?
Nobody intends to whatever, but it's when you open up the floodgate, or if you open up the gate,
when
it
you
floods.
entertain it and you play with fire.
Right. So here's another thing. Here's another reason I think people, quote unquote, say they start growing apart. Because you've been hurt in the relationship with the person that you're with, and that hurt lingers because perhaps it has been unaddressed properly. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying y'all didn't argue, but arguing is not necessarily addressing it properly.
Right.
Or it has been addressed, and yet you are still harboring that unforgiveness. I know they say unforgiveness is not a word, but you're harboring that unforgiveness there. And if that unforgiveness is still harboring there and still lodged there, it begins to build a wall in between you two. And thus, again, it's not that you're growing apart, because there's no growth actually happening there. It's that you have created a wall, and now you're living separated. You're still together, heart to heart. You still may deeply love one another, but because of that unaddressed issue or that unforgiven issue, now that wall is there, and you are not allowing yourself to be loved, or not allowing the two of you to connect and reconnect because of that wall of unforgiveness. Because it's easier, or it feels better to not allow yourself to be vulnerable again. It feels better to do that than to actually give up the fight of resisting being hurt again.
That's what I was gonna say. It's the whole vulnerability piece. People at times they will close up. They don't want to be vulnerable with that person more, because they may have been hurt.
Right.
And they have not healed from that. They have not had a mature conversation about it. And just bear everything and say, this is what happens. I'm triggered when this happens, or whatever.
Right. And so because that's there, and maybe because you just want to hold on, not just, let me put it out there, because you want to hold on to the relationship, because you want to still be there, so you don't move on. But it's even worse because you have that wall there and you won't let it, down. And so thus, quote unquote, we say we're growing apart. It's not that you're growing apart, it's that you're refusing to grow together.
Hey, Carmelita.
All right, who? Carm? What's her name?
Carmelita.
Carmelita, what's up? Kashif says, yeah, you simply walked off. It's simple, but sums it up. You got to be present in order to address issues together. All right? So there's another one. Can I add another one?
Go ahead, add it.
All right.
Add it.
Let me see. Another one could be simply because the gig is up. You got with this person because they were
for the chase.
For the chase, or you got with this person because they were giving you something that you wanted. Whether it was they were showering you and you were ducking them. You know what I mean? You just used them as a duck, or you were taking advantage of them, or it was just good sex, or it was good money, or they just made you feel like on top of the world because you had this one, that one, and this one, or whatever the case may be.
Or you just needed somebody for the winter.
Right. Or the Christmas holiday, or Valentine's holiday, or your birthday.
They got them specials going around.
Yeah. And so the gig is up. And so now you're trying to figure out, why is it that this person, why I don't feel like we're together no more. We're growing apart. It's not that growing apart. You were duped because, and let me make sure I make this clear. The gig is up, but it's not that you didn't know that you were in a gig. Believe me, when you're being used. And you may be saying, I know I'm being used, or you may not even say that, but you know what a gig is, and you may think it's going to turn around, they're going to fall in love with me and all that.
Right.
But you knew that this was not what you really thought it was.
You think you got that kryptonite in your possession, and it don't work.
It don't work.
It don't
work.
Work.
All right, Princess says, do you think mentally disconnected equals growing apart or not growing together? Mentally disconnected. If you're mentally, that's a good question. Hold on. Glenn says people come in your life for seasons and reasons. Absolutely. So do I think that you're mentally disconnected, which is equaling the growing apart? I don't. I don't like the term growing apart because you're not growing at all. Mentally disconnected. If you're mentally disconnected, that is an aftermath of something else. Mentally disconnected comes from something. Again, it could come from being hurt in the relationship, could come from you having a wandering eye and thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, being mentally...
Or a void not being fulfilled, so to speak.
Yeah, void not being fulfilled. So the mental is after something is rooting it, and then it becomes
That's
mental.
the wedge.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, because you can only be mentally disconnected if you are not connected. You know what I mean? It don't just happen where I wake up one day and
Be like,
nah, it don't happen that way.
it
Something
gradually happens.
something in you, and here's what you really have to understand: there's something in you that is happening, which is why you would say I'm mentally disconnected or whatever the case may be. And I think sometimes it's the refusal to grow. Because if he's like, you know what, I done grown so much, and he just ain't growing, or she just ain't growing with me, and I'm different now, and I done moved on from this type of stuff. That stuff was old, and that's little boy stuff now to me, or that's little girl stuff now to me. Like they just ain't growing. I'm growing. I'm maturing much better than they are, and at a much greater pace than they are, and so we're growing apart. I'm out. That's an excuse to leave. That's an excuse to be selfish. Because if I'm growing and I'm maturing, part of my growth and my maturity is to be patient. And as my partner grows and matures, and we grow and mature together.
That's the key. Because even if you're in a relationship, you may not grow at the same time, at the same pace. So the key is the patience.
Right.
And you have to make the decision whether or not you want to stay there and be patient and wait for that person to grow into whatever, or to mature in different areas, or if you're going to decide to say, this is about me, I need to move on with my life.
Right, and that's usually when it becomes quite selfish. Because here's what my thought is: when you say we grow at different paces, if you are actually communicating, if you're actually talking, if you're actually sharing, what is happening in your life, then it's almost, it becomes very difficult to not grow together. Because if I've grown in my life in a certain area, and I'm sharing it with you, and I'm passionate about, this level of maturity that I've come to, that may be quite transformative for me, and I'm sharing it with you, we're so close that you're going to pick that up. And
eventually, because some people, yes, we may be close, but some people may just be just as selfish. And maybe,
no, I'm not talking about being selfish. I'm talking about I'm growing and I'm sharing.
Right.
And I'm maturing and I'm sharing. You're growing and you're sharing. And you're maturing and you're sharing.
Okay.
And you're going to see that growth in my life because it becomes transformative.
Right.
I'm actually living in that.
Compliment.
Right. I'm living in that growth. I'm living in that level of maturity, and I'm living in it with you. So you or I, we may buck a little bit because it may be very new, or it may be something against our maturity. Maybe our immature person doesn't want to grow at first. But if I'm steady sharing and part of my growth is patience, then we can't help but grow together. Because in all actuality, if we are truly together, this tent can't go up unless we all go up together.
So what would you say to a couple, married couple, or just in a relationship, that when you have one partner that is, I would say, almost refusing to acknowledge that they need to grow?
And that happens.
Because they're making very immature and selfish and inconsiderate decisions and choices daily, and causing pain, friction.
Well, one of the things I would say is that it's not new.
No.
Whoever they are, they've always been. And they've shown you that one way or another. So some of that is the maturity of the maturity is not always, like you say, we grow in this level of maturity together. Some of the maturity is me or one person growing to the fact that in some areas I have to carry you, and in some areas I have to deal with your sheer selfishness.
And in a marriage, being transparent, that is extremely, or that can be extremely difficult, because you have to, like the Bible says, you have to deny yourself daily to carry someone else's burden, someone else's cross. You have to deny yourself and pray and, do whatever you need to do spiritually. But you have to decide whether or not, if I want this to work, and this is who I know I'm supposed to be with and who I want to be with and I desire to be with, it's going to take a lot of selflessness and a lot of denying yourself and your wants. Because I may want to, be like, this ain't gonna work. I'm not willing to do that. I may feel like I'm not willing to do this, but if I know that our goal or our end goal is for us to build something and to be a force, then that's gonna take a lot of selfless work.
In a relationship, marriage or not, you have to be in love with commitment, not just in love with the person. Not just in love with what they do for you. Not just in love with how they look. You have to be in love with commitment. Because other than that, you all grow at different levels and at different paces. And again, repeating, some of that growth is going to be understanding the part of your partner that is selfish and that ain't gonna grow. And be willing to do it. You want to read all that?
It says, OMG, I got to book an appointment with the wife. I can't wait no more. The things y'all talk about are so real. And where I stay at, this is something I've been trying to work on with myself and my husband. And try to help other couples find understanding with each other. I need y'all to school me so I can help my married couples and my peoples that's in committed relationships. I've even come up with a logo for married couples and people in committed relationships working on building a better marriage or relationship and breaking generational curses in your marriage or relationship. That is good. Y'all in it to win it for life. Yes, that's fine. She went off topic. Thank you so much for that. And that's awesome. That's awesome. We love love.
We love love. So growing apart is a real deal thing, but it's often rooted in selfishness. Everybody say it with me. Selfishness. And it becomes a stubborn refusal because you feel like, because really, actually, often when it's in a situation where a person's not growing as you want them to grow or whatever, it's really becomes arrogant. And like you better than them.
Vulnerability can make them feel uncomfortable.
No, I mean, I'm saying as far as, what are you talking about?
The person that can feel like, the arrogance can come and they can feel like you're just trying to be controlling. You're trying to tell me how to live my life.
Right.
And I'm my own person.
So this is the person that is being told to grow. All right. So, all right, cool. So I'm also thinking about the person who says that they are growing.
Hey, Miss Shirley Reed.
Hey, Miss Shirley.
Thank you for joining us. Yes. Okay. The person that says they are growing.
That person can become arrogant.
Yeah, like
as if
come up.
Right, as if you come up to me.
Right.
As if they've arrived at such level and you start looking down on them, or they start looking down on the other person. As if they are so whatever. And that
light years ahead of you.
Right.
And you are way behind.
Right. And usually, if that happens, in my opinion, that's because something has their eye, something has their attention, or they feel as if they can do better. Maybe you can. Because it's not just marriage. Maybe you can do better. Maybe you have come to a point, you're like, the light bulb has come on and you're in a relationship that you should not be in, and you knew you shouldn't be in it, and the light bulb has come on, and maybe you do need to look down on this situation, not down on them, but down on this supposed relationship and be like,
and reevaluate.
You know what? I am better than this. I am more mature than this, and I deserve better. Let me get my behind up out of this relationship. So yeah, it should be from an arrogant standpoint, but it should be from a revelation standpoint. Like the light bulb comes on, and you're like, you know what? Nah. This is taking too much from me. This is belittling who I am. This has caused me to be stunting my growth and go backwards. And I don't need to carry dead weight. You don't want to carry dead weight.
Definitely.
Marquita and I have been in a relationship for 16 plus years, and I don't ever feel like I've carried dead weight being with you.
Same here.
Yeah. And I've had relationships where I felt like I carried dead weight, and it wasn't for money purposes. It could have been simply because the person refused to grow up. The person refused to mature, and we're just carrying dead weight. You know, you have to be willing to grow together.
That's what I was gonna say. Both parties have to be willing to commit to growth together, growing individually and growing as a unit. You have to, or else, like you said, you're gonna be carrying dead weight. That's stressful. That's strenuous, and it is stunting.
Yeah.
The progression and the growth.
Yeah. And here's the thing that you have to really, I guess, ponder on or ask yourself, why, if I know that this is not quite right, why am I holding on to this? Especially now, I feel differently about marriages. But when you're in a relationship that you know is not, it ain't what you want, you have to ask yourself the question, what is it that's in me that's causing me to hold on to this that I know is toxic, that I know is doing me no good? What's wrong with me? And that's where you, not all, well, they this and they that and they do this and they so bad. And
some stuff.
They may be very bad in all of that. And all that you say about them may be true. But that ain't the issue. Because nobody is holding you there. You need to ask yourself, what is wrong with you?
Or not wrong. What is going on?
What is going on
of me?
with you?
Let me look at my thing. What are my personality traits or quirks? What's the pros and cons about me? How am I when I'm in a relationship? What do I do?
What is it about me that causes me to stay here?
Am I afraid of being alone?
Do I feel like I'm not worthy of another relationship, or somebody's not going to love me, or do I need to be needed, or do you understand love through drama? Do you understand love through being hurt? What is it that's in you? What's up, Jocelyn?
Hey, Jocelyn. And Mr. Kevin.
What's up, Kevin? You know, you got to ask yourself, what is it in you that would cause you to be in this relationship 5 years when you knew at 5 months that this thing was not for you?
And then I know for a lot of women, it's not intentional that I think that he will change, or I think that my partner will change. It's what's the word? Unconsciously hoping and you're praying and you're thinking, you know, if just a little while longer, I know he's gonna get better, or I know they're gonna get better. I know they're gonna improve. I know they're gonna do right. I know they're gonna ask me to marry him. I know they're gonna do, X, Y, Z.
And that's because you start caring for a person. Nothing wrong with that. When you start caring for a person, you don't easily throw a person away, or you don't either disconnect yourself from a person because you start caring for a person. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, you start caring for them, but then we make the mistake of carrying them and making excuses for them, and then we take on all the weight, all the negativity. Everything.
It's not just women.
No, I'm just speaking for women.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's
speak on sister.
Gender neutral. I can't deal with you this evening. This was good.
Girl, what you going to say? What you trying to say?
I lost my train of thought. What I was saying, child, for real. This was good.
What were you saying?
I don't know. What time is it?
So you start carrying people.
Yes, you start carrying people. Let's move on. No, but for real, you start taking on other people's, like, the negativity of other people, and you start blaming yourself, and that's just not good.
And then some people, you have to really evaluate yourself. Some people need a project.
That's a good one.
To build up and to work on, and to be able to sit back and say, it's not just you want to work, you want to, make this person good, but it's a few things within you. Some of it is yeah. So you look back and say, I did this. You know what I mean? I brought you from this to that. You been dressing
like that before.
Right, and it makes you feel good to have rehabbed somebody.
It's like that movie, Two Can Play That Game.
Right, and it also is something that you use as your worth of the person loving you.
Your weapon.
Right, it's like, you owe me because I did this for you. You know what I mean? I did this to you. But the problem with that is that, of course, it becomes a trophy that you look back, you sit back and marvel at. but it also can become boring after a while because you want to rehab again. And when you've rehabbed the outside, and you want to rehab their money, you want to rehab how they think, you want to rehab how they treated their mama, you want to rehab how they treat their children, you want to rehab how they go to work, you want to rehab
their friends,
who their friends are, and then and that's not just you trying to make somebody better. That is having a control issue.
Yes, I was gonna say you are really trying to mold and shape and control every aspect of that person,
Right.
And that's dangerous.
Right. And here's the thing. You can only do that but for so much, especially for an alpha man. But to be quite honest with you, if he's an alpha man, he ain't gonna let you mold him no way. He ain't gonna let you, we're just gonna rehab him no way. So you have to really, really ask yourself, why is it? Because here's what happens. Especially a female gets a less than alpha male that she can rehab.
And then he don't want to be bothered after a while. Like,
yeah, but the problem is that she's actually attracted to alpha males.
Right.
And after a while,
you can't make that one be an alpha male.
Because like I rehabbed you, now I want you to be blah, blah, blah. But no, he's still not an alpha male. What's up, Felicia?
Now, hi, Felicia. Now, with alpha males, it's something that you just said when you said that he's not gonna let them. He's not gonna let you mold him. I won't say it's a whole let you thing, but I think he will allow for
will? An alpha male?
Yeah, alpha male will allow for some melting. May not mold, but some melting to take place because you start really, really getting in tune with your spouse or your partner, and you softened up, nigga. Shoot.
So I would make a self proclamation that I'm an alpha male.
What?
Yeah. And you grooming me or whatever is me deciding to grow and mature.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. It's not you rehabbing me.
No. Definitely not.
I need a rehab. Yep. Nope. Never rehab me. I ain't holding your purse. You ain't telling me what to do. Let me just pause there.
Hold this. Let me go on. Let me run to the grocery store with.
I think that, and maybe that's me. Any other guys on here? Any other guys? Like
a lot of alpha men I know
I don't hold purses. Like I know I'm not holding your purse. And I remember I was dating Storytime. I was dating this one girl, and I think every girl has tried this, but I just am not going to hold your purse. Like, hey, you hold my purse real quick while I go grab this note. We're in the mall. Hey, hold my purse while I go in the store. No. I don't know. It's just something about I'm not holding your purse. You know what I mean? And so I think her thing was to try and she was going to get me to hold his purse. And and I was not going to hold the purse. I don't know. I just think that that emasculates me. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not holding your purse. And I was very adamant about it. And I mean, it wasn't no conversation because I said no, and that was just it. Now you can flap your wings all you want. Flap all around.
I talk about me.
Flap all around all you want, but I'm not holding. I'm not sure if that's I don't know what it is, pride thing. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm not going to hold your purse. I ain't even going in your purse. So
me can say, hold this bag.
No.
You don't hold the bags now.
I won't hold your purse.
No, I'll put my purse in the bag.
Because it's almost like, I'm walking in the stores or down in the mall and I'm holding your purse.
Like,
no.
Sit back, say you just lost.
Yeah, no. Like I'm the child following after mama. No.
That's how it looks a lot of times. I mean, that's what you do.
I already got to go buy the tampons. I ain't holding the purse too.
So you can't hold that bag? Why should you tie a shoe?
You better tuck that bag under your arm. If you don't want to be on the ground.
You're not gonna put it on the ground. I've learned, y'all. I'll just put my purse in the bag. I'm like, y'all, you hold this bag real quick. Or I just say, can you tie my shoes?
Not even for a quick second. No.
And then I just started grabbing his arm. Try to come with me.
But okay, back to growing apart thing. You got to be careful because you can grow, and I don't deem it as necessarily growing apart. If you feel like there's a wedge happening, a separation happening, then you need to be intentional to close that gap. There's no such thing as we grew apart. Grew apart is that you quit, you stopped, you decided, you checked out. It's not we just gradually. No, every day you made a decision not to converse, not to check in,
and that's true.
Not to be intentional, to avoid conversation. Go ahead.
That's true. I was gonna say because even with my my relationship, I made a decision. I'm not gonna call. I don't feel like calling. I don't want to talk. I don't even want to see you. I mean, you make conscious decisions not to do something and to continue to draw that wedge or put that wedge in between it and build that wall.
Yeah, and it's not that you just grew apart. It's you decided to stop. You quit working on it. And for some, you need to quit because it's not. It's you are going down an empty, endless hole. Quit, let it go, peace out. And I know that's hard. I mean, it's easy said and done. I do know that. But you need to determine, if you know that this is an endless hole, then you need to start today quitting. Starting today is do it here. Yes. And eventually it'll get in the heart.
And then you'll walk it out. Your actions.
So I know it ain't gonna be like that, you know what I mean? And some people will threaten, I'm about to leave because we growing apart. And you start, especially you start repeating, but Pastor J, we in an endless hole, and you da-da-da. And what you do is you start doing all that because you're trying to manipulate them to be better.
Yes.
Or manipulate them through the threat of not having you. That's not what I'm saying. That ain't gonna work because it's just manipulation.
And if you say okay, then what?
But then he may be like, we good, da 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 da, and you think,
she.
or she, and then you think that that's gonna help because you threaten to leave, and it's just not. If you know that this ain't it, it doesn't matter what you do. Your bedroom manners ain't good enough. Your money is not good enough. Your threats are not good enough.
That has to be an individual decision to decide.
Because if it's dead, it's dead.
Right. To decide to stick and stay and grow and have patience through it all, that is an individual decision. It can be a conversation, but that's an individual decision.
Yeah. So, all right. So it's 9:23. What?
That you got a little mischievous.
No, I'm saying it's already 9:23.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you need to check your relationship to see if it's starting to drift, and to see
yourself,
and check yourself. Is there selfishness rooted at this drifting? Are there unaddressed issues because you're too afraid that if you address it, that whatever may happen, that will cause the wall to go up between you two and create a wedge? Is there unforgiveness because of hurt that has been caused in a relationship that's causing the relationship to drift? And if there is some hurt there that's so deep rooted, then you need to address it. You need to get some help. Do what you got to do. You need to call us for some counsel session. Get a therapist, sit on the couch by yourself, whatever you need to do. Because if you don't address that hurt is going to fester into resentment, and that resentment is going to build that wall brick by brick, day by day between the two of you, to where you don't even recognize each other any longer.
Some people, sorry to cut you off. Some people may have fear that has set in and that's gripping them from addressing certain things. They may feel like they're losing their partner, and they want to address it, but for fear it's an argument, they silently suffer. What do you say to that person?
Yeah.
What do you say to that person? Like, how do they gain and muster up the strength and courage to address what needs to be addressed or to do what needs to be done? Because if you have that much fear, that's probably a sign that it's time to quit. Because you need to really, really look on the inside of you, and that needs to be addressed. That fear.
Yeah.
Why is that fear there? Where does it come from?
That may be, especially if it's not a marriage, it may be, and if sometimes it's marriage as well. I don't really like divorcing that you actually have to divorce, and there's sometimes you have to. But if there's fear there that you can't talk, there's a real issue. Because the person that is you, because if you guys are one, married or not, if you guys are one together, this is the closest person to you, right? There is no other person that's closest to you than this person, and yet you're fearful to talk with them. There is a problem. There is a problem. There's probably a problem on both ends, because perhaps the person that you're fearful to talk to may have may have caused the atmosphere to be threatening. And so there's some real issues there. Yeah, there's some real issues there.
And then, or it could just be, I'm afraid to lose them.
It could be I'm afraid to lose them. Which that issue lies within yourself. So you got to man up, got to woman up, got to be bold, got to be confident. This is your life. This is your life.
I was gonna say, this is your life, day by day, hour by hour. It is your life.
Yeah.
You make the destiny. You make it happen.
So so we got 4 minutes. So let me say this. When I said that, we talked about that. This is your life. Marquita and I have made the decision, and we probably made it at different times separately, but we've made a decision, that there's certain things we're just not going to tolerate and have in our relationship any longer.
What period?
Yeah, like we just used to we used to fuss and argue and get tense and heated, and it's like, you know what?
Why?
We're not doing that no more. Like,
it's tiring.
I'm not fussing, and we have quick tempers. It's really bad to marry a person or be in a relationship with a person that has a temper that is as quick as yours.
Right.
We both have quick tempers.
And he's a Taurus.
I'm a Taurus.
I'm a Scorpio.
Right. All right. So wait. And so because we have quick tempers, but we've decided we're past that, and we're not going to do those things. And so we catch ourselves, like we had an almost moment this weekend. Was it this weekend? Yeah, this weekend.
Yes.
This weekend, and we both felt it starting to get tense.
It was boiling.
But as we were both talking, we have both verbally said, "I love you, baby. I'm not about to argue.
There's no need.
I'm not about to, whatever." And we were intentional. You know what? I'm irritated or I'm upset, but we're not going to argue. And we figured it out in that moment.
I was gonna say, because it was real in the deal.
Yeah.
But we had to seriously. It took work.
Yeah, and thankfully it didn't take long.
No.
And we made a decision. You know what? We're not going to argue in this. And I think we eventually kind of hugged it out. Eventually, and we moved on because we had decided, hey, this is my life. I know what I want in it, and anything else I'm not going to allow. And so that's what you got to do.
And that's a big decision. Shima says, what if you're not fearful to talk? What if you just feel like you can't because your spouse won't hear you out?
So here's what I'm going to say about that. It's going to sound clinical, but it works. Then get somebody else with you to talk with them. I don't want nobody else in my business. Well, what you doing now ain't working.
Right.
So perhaps allow somebody in, whether it's a third party that neither one of you know, or a trusted friend that,
that's not biased.
That's not biased.
Give it to you blood raw, whether you right or wrong.
Because sometimes the big bad wolf we gotta talk about this. A big bad wolf has more respect for the other person. That if you bring the person in, and not in a threatening way, where you trick them into having this conversation with somebody else, but you bring them in, and sometimes that big bad wolf has enough respect to listen, just because the other person is present.
Right, and they care about their image as
Right.
well.
And they're here. All right, that's good. So let me say this first. What I think we should talk about is, and I don't want to go too much over our time, but I think we should talk about 1 week is why is it that we treat people outside of our relationship far better than we treat the people in our relationship.
At times, that can definitely be
Right.
a big thing.
Yeah, I mean we can treat a stranger we do not know with such character and ethic and politeness, and in that same breath be extremely nasty and mean to the person that we say we love. So we're gonna talk about that.
We're still doing the whole tell your love story thing, right?
Yeah, hold on, let me read the rest of this. So Ms. Terry says December 18th is our date to get married. These sessions has been really great. Awesome. We are excited about, hey y'all, can y'all spread some love?
Yes.
Terry Williams is getting married December 18th.
Woo-hoo!
So you're talking about in almost a month. Y'all give me some congratulations, some hearts for Mr. Terry's in Atlanta, Georgia, a great friend of ours. We love her. She's getting married December 18th.
Congratulations again.
Yes,
That is
yes.
exciting.
We
Oh
are
my
excited for you. There you go. There it is. They're gonna love.
my
There you
gosh.
go. We're excited for you. All right. Rhonda says you have to decide to do better, but we have our moments, but we have learned to watch our words. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Definitely.
You have to do
Definitely.
that. All right. Go ahead about the love story, and then we're gonna kiss and
child.
say goodnight.
Whatever, child. I'm getting sleepy.
Tell us your love story.
Yes, tell us your love story. Tell us your love story contest that we're having. What do they need to do? Send in or what?
Yeah, so we will put the link here for you all to register to tell us your love story. That's pretty much setting up a phone, get in front of it, and y'all, and within 5 minutes, not nothing long, tell us your love story. And
How you met and all that good, stuff.
when you register, it gives you a guide of some of the questions that you want to answer through your story.
Right.
So we will put the link here on our Facebook page, and just click it and register, and the team will shoot you back the email for you to start do what you got to do, and then shoot it back to us. So we want you all to tell us your love story. We want to know what up, Joe.
What's up? Oh, we have it.
Well, we got
Joe.
it. We got it.
Have it.
We got it. It's in queue. It's in with the rest of them.
There's a couple of them too.
Yeah, the team they are setting the date as to when it's going to air. We want to get a few more videos in to get a few more people an opportunity. Some people have asked us about it, so we are it's in view and it's ready to go after the team sets the date of when it's going to air.
Yes.
All right. So listen, we love y'all. Share this if y'all will. If you think anybody can benefit from this conversation, we're not trying to be experts, but we're trying to open up conversation. You got to talk. You got to hear some other people's thoughts and think about some things. Talk about some things that perhaps you hadn't thought about, and maybe this helps you just sending this to somebody because you're not comfortable having this conversation with them, but you know they need to hear it and they will listen to it. Share it. Share it. We love y'all.
Love y'all.
Mwah. And we will see y'all. I got let's look on.
This is mad. It ain't gonna rub off.
Oh really? Ain't gonna rub off? It's who? Mad?
Mac.
Mad. What you saying?
Mac.
Mad? All right. We'll see y'all. Pieces out.
Good night.